BBC Television presents...
Hancock.
I've just been in the kitchen, Hancock.
Ha, well there's a first. It's that funny little room, isn't it, Sid? Lots of cupboards and machines scattered around it. The one with a porthole in it, and another with a door with the light goes on when you open it. Like magic. It's good, isn't it?
I know what a kitchen is, but I couldn't see the Russian car you were talking about, though.
You mean the larder, don't you, Sid? I'm sorry about that. It must have driven off.
Well, here's me story. I was just about finishing laying the lino, like you asked me.
I love the smell of freshly laid lino, don't you, Sid?
Lino doesn't smell, Hancock.
Yes, it does when it's just been laid. It smells like new Monet.
That's new Monet, Hancock.
Well, anyway, have you finished it?
Well, apart from a small patch in the corner, I've left it just in case you want to have a look at it.
So what you're trying to tell me is you've left a hole in the lino, Sid, don't you? What did you do? Slip with your Stanley knife or something? Cut the flaming piece too short? Burn a hole in it with your fag?
I left the hole on purpose. I thought it might be of interest to you. There's big slabs of rock under the lino, you see.
You mean the floor, Sid? And you left a hole in the lino so I could see it. That's why I wanted you to put lino on it, so I didn't have to see the floor. I want to walk on the latest design of lino, not a rockery.
You don't have to be sarcastic, because there's a big footprint on one of the slabs, so I left it for you to have a look. But if you're not interested, I'll cover it up.
Of course I'm not interested in a footprint. It's the previous owner. Stepped in the cement when it was wet, I suppose. Does the footprint have 6 toes?
Nah, it's got 3.
3 you say, so it's not Mad Jake, the previous owner. It's a dog or something.
Big flaming dog, if you ask me. Hound from hell or something.
Yes, probably an Irish wolfhound. Old Jake used to breed them. He had 36.
What, 36 Irish wolfhounds?
No, 36 kids. He kept Irish wolfhounds as well. How big is the footprint?
I would say it's about 6 feet or so.
Your story keeps changing, Sid. I thought you said it was 1 footprint, so you've left a trail of 6 footprints running across me kitchen floor.
Oh, it's 1 footprint, 6 feet long.
You must be joking. I'd better go and have a look. It might be of interest to the local East Cheam History Society. 6 feet, you say?
So I was right, wasn't I?
No, I can't say you were, Sid. It's 5 foot 9 3/4. I've just measured it.
How come? I've got the only tape measure in me old hall.
I lay down in it and just about filled it. It was a strange experience, like stepping back in the past, imagining that some giant animal had just stepped on you and squashed you flat.
What sort of animal do you reckon it is, Hancock?
Well, it might belong to some giant badger, but I don't have me Boy Scout tracking badge for giant animals, as it happens. I think we need an expert on extinct ones and someone from the East Cheam History Society along. I'll give them a ring. Hello, is that the East Cheam History Society?
Yes, Miss Jake speaking, Chair Mistress of the East Cheam History Society and expert on all things East Cheam.
Miss Jakes, I think I've got something you might like to see in my humble abode.
Oh yes, we don't usually do home visits. There are some strange people out there. You're not strange, are you?
Oh, I don't think so. Some people find my humour acidic, adroit, a bit like Beaujolais Nouveau, but I'm not strange.
Let me be the judge of that. What have you got in your house? Not wine by any chance?
No, well, it is a bit strange, I suppose. It's a footprint, Miss Jakes.
Oh, is that all? I was hoping for something interesting, like a Roman mosaic or a Celtic cross or something. Couldn't you send it in the post?
No, I'm afraid this one won't fit through your letterbox, Miss Jakes. It's 6 feet long, as I said.
Well, aren't you telling a rather tall story, Mr. Hancock?
No, it's absolutely true, Miss Jakes. I laid down in it.
Why on earth would you do that, Mr. Hancock?
Because I wanted to know if it was as big as me.
Yes, and you say you're not strange. Oh, very well, I'll come round tomorrow and bring with me an expert from the museum along to give his opinion, a Professor Higginbottom Snide.
Oh, jolly good, Miss Jakes. I'm sure it'll be worth your while. I've never seen anything like it, but I've led a sheltered existence. I was born in an air raid shelter. Haha, get it?
Yes, very good, Mr. Hancock. I'm beginning to regret it already, but we'll be a judge of whether it's worth it or not.
Oh, good evening. Am I at the right house? I'm looking for a whopper.
Yeah, this is it. You've come to the right house. Are you Professor Higginbottom Snide, then?
Yes, I'm the world's renowned expert on anything hairy, big or scary.
We've come to the right fella then. Our footprint's not hairy, but it is quite scary. It must be the biggest footprint in the world.
Oh, let me have a look then. Oh, it could be the missing link to complete my work. I've been searching for this creature all my life. Where is it?
It's in the kitchen as it happens. I'll show you, Professor. Follow me.
While they're gone, Mr. Hancock, I'd just like to ask you a few questions for our archives, you know.
Your service, Miss Jakes. I'm all ears.
Yes, I can see that. Are you the discoverer of the footprint, Mr. Hancock?
Well, yes and no. I instructed my handyman and Mr. Sidney James to uncover the floor in the kitchen because I had a sneaking suspicion that there might be something of scientific interest underneath, you see.
Oh, so you're a scientist, Mr. Hancock.
Well, not exactly. Not by profession, more a skilled amateur. I could have been, but my parents made me tread the boards, you see. However, I do expect the beast that made the footprint to be named after me.
We'll have to see about that. We'll have to await the judgment of Professor Higginbottom Snide. Oh, here he is now.
Oh, I say it's a whopper, isn't it? Oh, yes, it's very impressive. It must be from the biggest dinosaur that ever lived.
Dinosaur, you say, Professor?
I estimate that the animal, the beast, must have been at least 80 foot high. It's a Gigantico-Megasaurus Ouroboros.
I'm sorry, Professor. I think you made a mistake. It can't have been 80 foot. It wouldn't have fitted in the kitchen.
Oh, no. Oh, stop messing about. Of course your kitchen didn't exist then. I do have a theory that the dinosaurs were wiped out because they couldn't stop eating the wrong food. So something like your kitchen might have played a part from what I've just seen.
Well, thank you very much. But is it a new species, Professor?
Oh, yes, it's entirely new. We've never found anything that big before.
What sort of time scale are we talking about here then, Professor?
Well, it's usually millions of years.
No, until it's named after me. Ankylosaurus rex, king of the velocipedes.
Oh, hold on to your horses, or should I say dinosaurs, Miss Hancock. It may not in fact be extinct.
Not extinct, but I thought all the dinosaurs were wiped out by an asteroid hitting the Earth, Professor.
Well, I've got a new theory which suggests that most of the dinosaurs went underground and are still living today amongst us, hidden, waiting for the chance to eat us all.
How can it be living? That footprint is in the rock.
You see, it's not actually rock, Mr. Hancock. It's cement that looks like rock. The dinosaur must have trodden in wet cement when they were building his house. The sound of the builders must have woken it from the depths, and it emerged from these chim caverns to see what all the bloody racket was about.
My God, it could be living underneath us now, watching us as we carry on our miserable human existence, while it waits for the chance to pounce on some poor unsuspecting maiden.
Oh, don't be silly. It's not a dragon, Mr. Hancock. Why does it always have to be a maiden that gets eaten? Why not a spotty youth coming back late at night from the pub? Of course, there is the legend of the maid of his team that had her blonde locks singed by a dragon.
That's it. Oh, you see, it's true. The dinosaur is alive.
OK, Miss Yakes, have it your way. But the amazing thing is, we've discovered it here in my kitchen.
Hang on. Wait a minute. I think I know.
Know what, Sid? What on earth can a man of limited knowledge such as yourself add to this intellectual debate what we are indulging in right now?
I'm not thick. I think I know what caused the footprint.
Too late, Sid. We've established that. It's an 80-foot dinosaur provisionally known as Hancocksaurus rex.
No, it wasn't. It was me.
How can it be you? Let's have a look at those feet. Size 10 at most. You're joking, aren't you?
I was just recalling. It was 10 years ago when we were having the place done up. I came back from the pub drunk and went into the kitchen looking for something to eat and must have slipped on the cement and fallen backwards into it. When I woke up, it was dry, and I staggered upstairs.
How can it be you? It's a dinosaur footprint with 3 toes. You're a man, not a tripod or a dinosaur, Sid.
Well, I seem to remember being very drunk and doing snow angels in the cement.
What about the 3rd toe, Sid? You've got 2 legs, not 3.
That's it. It wasn't just me on me own. It was me and Smithy from the pub. We just won the pub's annual 3-legged race, and we both came back here. It wasn't just me. We both fell over and made that shape that looked like a dinosaur's footprint.
Well, thank you, Mr. Hancock, or should I say, Mr. Hancocksaurus, for wasting our valuable time. We'll be off, and don't bother coming to these Chim History Society group meetings. You're barred.
Oh, never mind his tall story. I still believe you, Mr. Hancock. If you ever see Hancocksaurus Rex, give me a ring.